All right, okay, hello, here we go. Haven't seen me for a while, have you? Back. Thanks for all the emails and messages. Really great that you're loving the videos and that it's helpful and that you're enjoying the book, and of course there's another one coming. The other day I got yet another email from somebody that was having problems with their wrists and asking for more advice, and I know I covered that in my first book, but still reading about something and then watching somebody, two different things. So I want to show you how I used to tape my wrists, and I actually do not have a whole lot of extra spare tape here today, sadly. I thought I had a full roll. What you need first is you need a little bit of a protective layer. So you can get stuff like this at the pharmacy. Really, you just need to take this around your wrist once, so you don't need as much as I have here. And what this is going to do is it's going to save your skin from getting ripped to crap by the tape that you're going to put on. So first you put a little protective layer of this stuff on. I'm using this because I have it, but what's better if you're going to be doing this all the time, because even though this is good for your skin, it's not too bad, still, if you're doing this every day, you're still pulling something that's stuck to your skin off. There's another product that I used to get, and it's a foam. It's a very, very thin foam. Usually it comes in a roll about this thick by about like this. And I used to wrap that around first, and that is ideal because once again, no pulling on your skin. Get your tape. Oh, I do not have enough, but whatever. I'm showing you the deal. Maybe I'll dress it up with some masking tape. So there we go. Pretty much enough tape. Normally I would do another roll. So you know how when you're watching gymnasts and other athletes, they always have their wrists taped rather. And you don't want to go too tight. You just want to go so nice and snug. If you do put a little too tight, like I probably have, you can take some scissors here, haven't done this in a while, and just snip it a little. So what this does, my physio described this to me, but it was a long time ago, so I can't describe it very well now, but it sends a message to your joints, and it just helps keep everything more strong. There's reasons why you see athletes wearing this all the time, whether they have an injury or not. If you're having problems with your wrist, tape. It is like a good thing. There's actually nothing negative about it. Now, the other thing we're going to do today, I'm going to demonstrate how I center, because the woman was asking me about how do I center the clay without hyperextending my wrist, because, you know, that's how a lot of people are still taught, where you're, see, actually with the tape you can't go back, where you're going way back. So anytime you're hyperextending, you're causing stress on these joints. You don't want to do that. So I center pretty much like this. That's my favorite way. You have to at times go back a bit, but just limit it. Apprentice Sabrina has nicely wedged up, oh my Jesus, some clay for me. This is a little stiff, she did warn me. So we're trying out a new clay. Normally the clay goes through the pug mill, but my pug mill has other clay in it. This is gonna be a gong show. That's better. I'm feeling better about it. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna do there, because I'm wearing myself out, I'm old. When I was writing the second book, Developing Glazes, which is coming out this fall, most of the work is all on decorative pieces, but I have a section on tableware. And I'm hoping that this book will inspire a lot of you to start working in the lower temperature ranges. Good for the climate, good for your pocketbook. And this is why we have been testing out low fire clays for the tableware. So for the book, we developed the glaze using clay body from Tacoma Clay Art Center in Seattle area. Darcy's red art clay with mica. And that's what we tweaked the glaze that I developed to fit. That was that clay body, so that there wouldn't be any sweating and this, that, the other. Well, now we've got that done, we want to try other clay bodies so that there's more available that you can work with these glazes. And hopefully I don't have to tweak the glaze recipe too much to make sure there's no sweating. All will be revealed. Okay, so anyways, I am going on about other stuff other than centering. This is a stiff lump of clay, but you can see how I went back a little bit on my wrist, but not a whole heck of a lot. And still here, not going too much back. Oh, it's getting nice and buttery now. These earthenware clays, especially a clay with a lot of red art in it, is they're just, I don't know, they're kind of sexy. It's just so smooth. It's unbelievably smooth. I know it looked so stiff when I was trying to wedge it. So you see, I'm actually not hyperextending my wrist. I don't ever want to see anybody doing that. That old thing where you put your elbow in your hip and you press like that, that is a recipe for injury. Your clay's still not centered, say? Let's just cone it up. Now see how I'm just putting my hands like so. They're not going right back on each other. They're not, you know, like this one even less. And then just down again. So no need to do those other movements. Let's just give it one more time. Okay, so now I'm gonna cone up, and really, the clay is still kind of stiff. My hands might not be in the position they normally are, but, and then down again, and there we have it. It's pretty much centered. Soften up a little bit. Okay, so far, this clay, this is from Seattle Potter Supplies. It's feeling really nice, even though, as you can see, I didn't do a lot of wedging on it. Everything's better when it comes out of my Peter Pugger pug mill. So not used to wedging anymore. Okay, so there I've got it nice and open. I'm gonna just see what this is like to pull up. So once again, not going back on my wrists at all. I'm gonna make a bowl, so as I'm pulling up, I'm gonna just start going a little bit outwards. Well, so far, this clay feels really very, very nice, I gotta say. Very nice. Oh, no complaints. Generally with these red clay bodies, you have to be pretty careful when you're throwing, because they can be, everything can be going along all very nicely, and then all of a sudden they start to slump on you. But this is good. Okay, let's try a rolled rim on it and see how that goes. So I know I've got a whole video up, so I'm on a rolled rim, so I won't go on and on about that. But yeah, my finger underneath there was just busy pressing the air out. Okay, now let's see what we can do as far as shaping. Yeah, really, I'm very pleased. I'm really pleasantly surprised by this clay, I gotta say. It's really quite nice. Quite nice. So I'm just gonna take out my throwing rings a bit, because people are gonna be mixing bread or doing whatever in here. Well, I guess it's a little small for bread, but if you have really deep throwing rings, food catches in it and such. So if I'm making something that somebody's gonna be using a lot in the kitchen, I usually take those out of it. Now I'm gonna go and make nice on the outside. Make sure the inside is nice and smooth. Go down with one of my mud tools, rather, ribs, which I love the mud tool products. Okay, so that's pretty much all done, but I'm gonna go to the outside one last time and make sure I have everything just as I want. One last little looky-loo, because I'm a perfectionist, but you all know that. I actually don't throw the tableware anymore. Just, you know, getting older, got too many irons in the fire, so now the tableware is made by the apprentices. So this is actually the first bowl that I will have thrown in probably, I guess it's close to 2 years. That's bizarre. I mean, in the tableware. I'm always doing my artwork. Tableware is a form of art too. Okay, now let's tidy it up a bit. The bat, that is. Now, I was just talking to the apprentice about this the other day. I'm a bit, okay, I am a neat freak, sort of. Neat freak light. The house is like bomb dropped. But I don't like to get a dirty studio. And on the outside of these bats, you get a lot of clay building up. And what I do to avoid that, because then when the bats, you know, you take the piece off, my bats are sort of lined up here, right? And when they're lined up here, if they have a whole bunch of clay there, that ends up as clay dust on the floor. So I just take a needle tool when I'm finished, and I just do that. It's so easy. And then that is taken care of. That's not gonna end up on the floor. And the other thing I do is I take a bit of this off too. These are just really simple steps that in the long run actually make quite a big difference. So now I'm gonna do my little needle tool in. Here it is, a cork. Thank God they still have wine with corks. And a piece of fishing line. And there you go. So, I say that Seattle Potter Supply low fire red clay is lovely to work with. And I can't wait to see what it looks like when it comes out of the kiln. As you know, if you've been following me, I'm introducing you to the notion of doing low fire reduction tableware. I don't for the life of me know why nobody's been doing this. It is amazing. I've been showing potters bowls that we've done that are fired to 04 in reduction, and nobody, not one potter has thought that it was earthenware. When I put it in their hands, I say, what does this feel like? And they're like, well, it feels like a stoneware bowl, a cone tin bowl. I'm like, would you believe that's 04? And I can see their jaws drop. So not only can you get beautiful glazes in earthenware, you can get even cooler results when you start reduction firing it. I say cooler results. Cooler results in a way, because if you put an orange terra sige on the outside of a piece, you get this beautiful black, whereas in oxidation it's orange. So you have differences, but some of the colors actually are brighter in oxidation. But I cover that in my book, so you're just gonna have to wait for that to come out in September. In the meantime, I will stop babbling on, and there we go. One bowl, and now you know how to tape your wrists, or as I did, one wrist. And you know, you could also even just use painter's tape. That's it for now. If you haven't read my first book yet, it's a great primer for the second book, because the second book starts off where the first one left off. And as always, everything that I do here goes to support the Legacy Project. So when you're buying the book, you're supporting the potters of today and tomorrow, and that's a good thing. Pot out.